Welcome to our top 10 list for Blue Eclipse. Right now we're going to go over the top 10 favorite films of 2018. So, for these series of videos, we're going to go over our top 10 lists. This one is my favorite films that came out in 2018. Disclaimer, did not see all of the movies, but I definitely saw more than those two bozos.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That's just...
He's not wrong.
With that in mind, I will go into my honorable mentions for the first part. The first honorable mention is a movie called American Animals. While I wasn't a fan of the later half, the fact that this movie decided to blend in the documentary genre as well as showing clips of actors portraying the heist that went down is very nice. What I'm not a fan of is how brutal the heist scene actually went down. A lot of my films are films I want to rewatch over and over again, and thus, with this movie, it's so tough to watch that scene, which is good on the filmmakers, but unfortunately, that along with some of the slow pacing towards the end of the second act makes me a little weary on that. Second honorable mention is Christopher Robin. I'm usually not a fan of nostalgia-based films, but man, Jim Cummings, man, such a good voice actor. There's like so many hilarious lines from Pooh, Tigger, Eeyore. Like, just watch it for the comedy aspect alone. It's great. Fantastic. Also, Ewan McGregor does a fantastic job acting against literally nothing, so props to him as well. With that, we get to number 10. This is where I'm scared at the backlash, because number 10, and I already know Darius is going to kill me for this, is Black Panther.
Ugh, let me out. Let me out.
Nope.
Let me out.
Nope. Let him film.
Listen, hear me out. I loved Black Panther. I thought it was a fantastic piece of cinema. I'm glad that it's starting to get nominated for a lot of awards because Marvel has the money to do that. But unfortunately, the action gets a little bogged down in it. And considering how prevalent a lot of the action is, that's unfortunately its biggest flaw. The third act fight scene is really kind of boring. It's literally like nothing interesting happens. Then they have a really cool monologue on the train rail, and then they go back to a boring fight scene, and then Michael B. Jordan, and he gets stabbed, and then he starts acting his butt off again.
Did it not move you though?
It was really good, Darius. I'm sorry. It was really good. I liked the themes. I liked the overall aspects of everything, but unfortunately, just due to the fact that the fight scenes, which are so many in it, were kind of stale and boring. That's why it's kind of my number 10. I know. Number 9, A Quiet Place. Do I not talk for this segment? No, I'm going to keep talking for this segment. So A Quiet Place is I really like when movies can find ways to be artistic without having to use dialogue or having to convey things through visual imagery. And the fact of the premise that they can't talk in general or make any sound just proves that kind of a point. John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, everyone does a fantastic job acting, but even just the direction of it by John Krasinski is really well done. Very tense, very good. It also understands how to breathe and the pacing that's involved in that. The biggest issue is the third act, which unfortunately happens in a lot of movies nowadays, where the third act just falls apart. But yeah, the third act, unfortunately, like most movies, gets bogged down a little bit, where they show you the monster, and it ruins a lot of the tension. It literally ends on a shot of Emily Blunt just cocking a shotgun, which is a little weird, and kind of, yeah, don't know why they kept that shot in, but otherwise, really good movie. SNL did a parody of it called The Kanye Place, and it's fantastic.
Oh gosh.
I'll show you it later. Number 8. I'm not a fan of gimmick movies, but Searching does a good job. Takes place entirely on the screen of one individual. He is a father trying to find out what happened to his daughter that's suddenly disappeared. It's very well done. I like a lot of the aspects of the mystery. I feel like a lot of mystery movies unfortunately have the problem where if you see it once, you kind of know what's going to happen. So I like that this one is still just well acted in general. And I also like how there is a lot of subtlety in a lot of things, and you could probably rewatch it and pick up something new each time. Considering the twist that does happen, it's actually really well thought out, and they bring up a lot of points that wouldn't otherwise be seen as plot holes. So that's why it's number 8. Number 7, Darius. It's Creed 2. Is that okay? Is it better that Creed 2 is ahead of Black Panther, or are you still mad?
Debatable.
Alright, well, Creed 2. So Creed 2, the sequel to Creed 1, which is therefore a sequel to like all the Rocky movies, it's just an endless pile of sequels. But Creed 2, I really enjoyed it, probably because of the fact that they brought back Ivan Drago and his son, and I really ironically like Rocky 4, as bad of a movie as that is. I love the fact that Stallone just beats communism by boxing it to death. It's just beautiful.
Maybe that's how we should solve our current world problems.
Beat it to death. So what I really like is that they bring him back along with his son, and they have like actually deep character moment, and like you understand why they're doing this, the complexities that come with that, the fact that it's them trying to get back into the spotlight, the fact that the mother and the wife left both of them in order because they were just losers, and it's just interesting. You feel for the villains, and also Michael B. Jordan again, just doing good work, man. Just doing good work. Tessa Thompson also doing a fantastic job. They sell me so much on the fact that they're like starting this marriage and family dynamic, and it does a really good job there. And the parallels to Rocky 4 are pretty prevalent, but I still enjoy it a lot, and I still like the arc that Adonis goes through. So number 6 is what I think is the best movie of the year because of the artistic use of it, the transitions, the subject, the themes that are talked about and how they're expressed, and that's Sorry to Bother You. Why is it at number 6? There's a few reasons for that. The first, I feel like some of the themes, there's too much that the director, Boots Riley, wants to talk about. It's like he wants to talk about this subject and then this subject and then this subject, but it kind of doesn't all mesh together too well sometimes. The second thing is that it is meant to be a comedy. I didn't laugh that much at some of the jokes. That's just me, just due to the nature of my humor. And then, of course, we get the third act twist. The bathroom scene is where it kind of messed me up. I didn't need to see that. Like, all of that.
I don't think anyone need to.
No. So that, along with just how overtly sexual a lot of it is, it doesn't feed into my own personal taste. If you had taken, in all honesty, if you taken this last part, made it not overtly sexual, I'd probably like it a lot more than I actually did. And so I think number 6 is a good spot for it. Number 5, I think if I just show the thing, because it's Avengers Infinity, I mean, like, do I have to even say why it's on here? I mean, like, no, I don't, right? Like, did it make you cry, Darius? I went Thursday night to opening Thursday night. Holy crap, the crowd was just not, they didn't know how to respond, man. I think that's just all I have to say is Avengers Infinity War, and I don't really need to get more into it. Love you, bud. You're just mad that Black Panther's still number 10, right?
Yes, I am.
Number 4 can be teased simply by the fact that I'm wearing this Superman shirt. Do you not get it? Do I have to add a mustache too and then CGI it out?
Absolutely.
100%.
Really number 4?
What, Mission Impossible Fallout is so good! It's so good!
See, you almost had me.
No, Justice League didn't make the list, and that was 2017. Mission Impossible Fallout. This movie, or should I say this mustache, I would not have watched this movie if it was not for Henry Cavill, and I would not have watched this movie, nor the entire series, if it was not for Henry Cavill's mustache. If you need to know why, you just look up Henry Cavill's mustache in Justice League and you'll know why. But I loved it. It was great. I'm always a fan when you can get an actor who's really well known for like one part to act outside of that. And like Henry Cavill doesn't get to act, unfortunately, in the role of Superman, which hurts my heart. But he did a great job in Fallout, and I was just a fan of it. I loved it so much. The action, of course, is phenomenal. I don't think we need to even discuss why that is. It's just so well made, and just, again, the mustache, guys. I think that's enough. Speaking of actors who get a chance to act outside of their superhero roles, Bad Time at the El Royale is my number 3. And I love this movie. Chris Hemsworth, again, gets to act outside of just the stereotypical Thor role by, you know, being a hippie cult leader. Weird, but okay. I actually really liked it a lot. The interconnections between all the characters, the fact that you find out a little bit about them each time. You go back in time and find out some of their stuff. They each have a secret. It's really well done. Some will argue that Bad Times at the El Royale is like a bad Hateful Eight. I argue it's the better version of Hateful Eight, because Hateful Eight was not that good. But Bad Times Fantastic performance by Jeff Bridges. I feel like at this point, if you just make Jeff Bridges talks in a southern accent, it's just going to be a good movie. It's hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it, and I don't want to, and I'm not spoiling it because I feel like no one's seen it. So if you can, go out, watch it legally, buy the DVD legally, all of that fun stuff. Amazon will give it to you for like $2 to rent. So just pay Amazon $2. They don't need it, but give it to them. Tarantino fans are going to be the ones that hate me after this video, not the Marvel fans. Number 2. I think this is the one that will kill me. If it's not the Marvel fans, it's going to be Darius sitting mere feet away from me. It's Into the Spider-Verse. At number 2, yeah. Did I mention that this is my favorite, my personal favorites? First of all, can we talk about, I know it's at number 2, guys, I know. But can we talk about how beautiful it looked? Like, it was just, how did they capture comic so well? Like, I remember just watching it the first time and looking in the background how the way they decided to use the focus by blurring the red and the blue and just beautifully capturing that. I don't know, like, it's so good. Like, Miles' character arc is really well done. I love every actor does a phenomenal job. Nick Cage, probably my favorite role in that entire movie as Spider-Man Noir. Sometimes I burn a match into my fingertips so I could just feel something. Oh.
I'm taking this with me. I don't know what it does and what it will do, but I will master it.
And also, any movie that can have Spider-Ham in it and it not be weird or out of place, that we've reached peak nerdom, I think. When Spider-Ham and Howard the Duck are in good movies, we've reached peak nerdom. Into the Spider-Verse is just so good. I love the depiction of Peter B. Parker, the 30-year-old version of him, where he's just this out of shape, down on his luck guy. Because we never see that version of Peter, so I'm really glad for that one. Oh, it's just so good. But like, people are going to be mad at me for it being number 2. Especially when they find out what my number 1 is.
Yeah, I'm really curious to hear what your number 1 is.
I'd just like to preface this one last time. That these are personal lists. Biased lists. You may not agree with this. The person sitting a few feet away from me is definitely not agreeing with this list. But that's okay. Let me explain to you, though, what I really like about movies. I really like a movie that is well written. I really like a movie that has an underlining theme, and the writing complements that theme. That's why Get Out was my favorite of 2017. This movie, it's not the best written out of the list. Again, I'd probably give it to Sorry to Bother You. Is it the best acted? Also probably not. There's 2 really good actors. But like, I can't stop thinking about it. And the action scenes are just so well shot. It's Upgrade.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh, see, but I thought I was gonna have to kill you. Okay.
I just really like I remember seeing one snippet of a fight scene where he gets up from the ground and the camera is stuck to his body, and I was just entranced with that. And like, Lee Winnell, like, let's be honest, he doesn't write good movies. Like Saw, it's not that well written. It's not. But like, man, was this well shot. It was just so beautiful. And I'm so mad at how short the fight scenes are, because like, they're just so, they're so good. And like, let's be honest also, this is also going to hurt some people. This is the better version of Venom by a long shot. This is a guy who gets a thing implanted in him that gives him superpowers. Yeah, no, this is the better version. The acting by the main guy, whose name I am unfortunately blanking on, is fantastic. His physical acting is beautiful, and honestly, I think he should get nominated for some kind of award, even though he's not going to, because he's in an action movie. Also, the voice actor for STEM, spot on, good job. Oh, I just really liked that movie, and like, I've watched it the most. I even made a D&D race based off of what I saw in that movie. Like, it's impacted me the most, and I was not expecting that, and that's why it's currently at number 1. This is the part where we get sentimental and say, what is your favorite movie of 2018, and all of that. Please, just don't be like Darius and want to kill me for putting Black Panther at number 10. It's okay.
No, it's not.
It's okay.
No, it's not.
But that is my personal favorites of 2018 for films. If you think this was divisive, oh boy, we ain't done yet. So please come back next week when we go into whatever list comes up next. We'll see you guys then.